Hello, everyone, all participants and staff from across Canada. Welcome to Camp Odyssey. I'm your host, Camille Karamali, a reporter and anchor here at Global News Toronto, coming to you from my very own news studios, also known as my apartment, and also extremely excited to be the MC for the first ever Camp Odyssey. We're all making some history here. It's the first time the camp is being done, and it's the first time it's virtual as well. And I know, you'd rather all be meeting in person, but doing this from home, it does have its perks, just like being a reporter and anchor from home does have its perks as well. In fact, yeah, you know what? I'm going to let you in on a little secret, probably the biggest secret, actually, for us TV reporters during the pandemic, and I might get in trouble for telling you guys this, but you know what? Might as well go ahead with it. Here goes. The secret is all of us TV reporters are actually wearing pajama bottoms while on TV. So, the perks of doing everything from home, we get to wear pajama bottoms. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the camp from the comfort of wherever you may be, hopefully home. And I'd like to introduce you now to someone very important. Sophia Devraj and also Imara Velji, they're national program managers for Camp Odyssey, and they'll be followed by the Canadian national anthem performed by the very talented Neela Makani from Calgary. Also, you'll be seeing a lot of Safina Qasim, who's on the corner of your screen right now. Coming to you from Calgary, she's going to be providing the sign language interpretation throughout the opening ceremony. So, without further ado, let's get things going. Over to you.
Yali Madat. My name is Murabi Safia.
And my name is Murabi Imara.
And we are so excited to be here with you all today. Bienvenue.
Salam.
Ahlandik.
And welcome to the opening ceremonies of the first ever Camp Odyssey. Murabi Safia and I are so grateful to have the opportunity to serve as the national program managers for this inaugural camp.
Murabi Imara, is this really the first ever Camp Odyssey?
It is the first virtual Camp Odyssey in a history of over 30 years of camps in Canada.
Wow, that's amazing. I guess that means today we'll be part of Canadian Smiley history books. Can't wait to get our hands on copies of those.
Do you know what else is amazing?
Tell me, what else is amazing?
The hundreds of participants that make up our 6 camp families. All of the participants, you met your cabin groups today, and later on, you'll have a chance to meet your camp families. We have 6 families, all named after major rivers in Canada. We have the Bow, Humber, Rideau, Fraser, St. Laurent, and Clearwater.
Over the past several months, our volunteers have been working very hard to prepare and get us ready for camp, and we'd like to say thank you. To the parents, guardians, and Jamaat across Canada, thank you for your support in helping us to realize this vision. This past year has been different for many of us, refreshing for some, challenging for others. Regardless, it has come with a lot of change. Our definition of normal has a new meaning, and the way we interact with each other has evolved. Our screens have become our lens into the world around us, whether for study group, book clubs, or even family reunions. Whatever the reason, our screens give us the opportunity to connect, to find meaning, to celebrate what we know and what we have yet to discover.
Many of you have fond memories of camps, whether it's waking up early to watch the sunrise, sharing stories on the bus, or even roasting marshmallows over a campfire. But this is going to be a little bit different. Camp Odyssey is a virtual program, as you all know. So instead of 6 inches apart, you'll be a Zoom screen apart. But we have a secret for you. Virtual camp can be fun too. There's still magic, just a different kind. With a little bit of creativity and imagination, we promise you Camp Odyssey is going to be a unique experience of discovery, reflection, and of course, fun.
So, as you prepare and we get ready to set sail, we'd like to share a few reminders with you. Make sure you have your water bottle with you or a glass of water to stay hydrated.
Make sure you have your notebook and pens to capture memories.
And if you're like me, you may need some muscle cream or back patches.
Or if you're like me, you can't go a day without your chocolate mini eggs.
But maybe the most important thing you can bring along for this journey are your open minds
And your open hearts.
We look forward to have you all join the journey with us.
We hope you have a wonderful camp experience, and we can't wait to hear all of the stories you have to share in a couple of weeks. See you soon.
Oh, Canada, a home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. Yet on bras e potele beie, il se potela qua. Tony soile tu ne popeye, de Boubriand's exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Thank you so much to Sophia and Imara and all the wonderful artists who contributed towards that anthem. That was incredible, fascinating stuff to hear. And now all of you are in for quite the treat over the next 4 days. Actually, I'm pretty jealous. I tried to sign up for the camp as a participant, and they quickly realized that I'm just a tiny bit above the age limit. I think the beard probably gave it away. Yeah, that was probably it. Now the next couple of speakers are pretty young at heart themselves, and Nadia Ghulam Hussain, who I know personally, is absolutely a true inspiration. She is a cancer survivor, but she's also a high school science and drama teacher as well. Her high energy talks, drama-based workshops, and personal brand, which is called Choose I Can, are designed to inspire people to transform limiting beliefs into empowering opportunities. Now, she does that through her compelling stories and strategies that have inspired so many to unleash their infinite potential, choose I can instead of I can't, and then step into greatness. And let's not forget Salim. Salim is the president of Adobe Canada and the head of Adobe's financial services practice for North America. He's from Toronto, right here, and has an impressive resume, including a joint MBA along with a Master's in Development, Economics, and International Development from, guess where? Harvard. And Salim is also a member of the National Economic Planning Board of Canada with a focus on the future of work. So both of them have quite the hefty resumes. It makes me feel a little inferior, but let's throw it over to those two.
Hey everyone, it's me, Nadia. Firstly, thank you so much for the introduction. I am so excited to have this opportunity to talk to you about, well, you, uncovering who you are, your passions, your goals, your dreams, your vision, your greatness. Now, before I get too far into uncovering your greatness, I'm going to give you some background information about me, because I'm sure you're wondering, who is she? What is with that energy? And what does she know about self-discovery? Well, as you already know, my name is Nadia Ghulam Hussain. I was born and raised in Vancouver, BC. In high school, I loved drama. After high school, I moved to Ontario, went to McMaster University, studied science and theater. After I graduated from McMaster, I moved home back to BC, took 2 years off. After those 2 years off, I came back to Ontario, went to U of T, studied teaching, graduated, got married, had a baby, and here I am. Now, you might be wondering, but where does the self-discovery piece come in? So remember how I mentioned I took 2 years off? There. I'm going to share briefly with you the story of those 2 years off. So, for 5 weeks leading up to my McMaster graduation ceremony, I felt incredibly sick. I was walking in and out of clinics trying to figure out what was wrong with me, but I was left with no answers. And then finally, my mom said, enough, no more clinics. We're going to the hospital. And I went because it was clear I needed to go. I waited 6 hours in the emergency room, had several tests performed, urine sample, blood work, chest x-ray, and that day I was diagnosed with cancer. And then one day, which I can remember like it was yesterday, 2 chemotherapy sessions in, while my mom drove me home from treatment, I started to cry. And I could tell that her heart was breaking because nobody wants to see anybody cry like that, let alone their own child. And I could tell that a part of her didn't want to ask me because maybe she was afraid of what I would say, but she asked me anyway. She said, Nadia, why are you crying? And I said, Mommy, I'm crying because I'm crying because I am so inspired. I said, Mommy, I'm crying because I am so inspired. I made a choice. In that moment, I took control of what felt like the only thing I had left, my perspective, and it changed my life. I made a choice. I decided that my perspective would be that this experience would be beautiful, that it would be a beautiful learning and growing opportunity, and that is exactly what it was to me, an opportunity to discover who I am. Ultimately, I had 2 choices: to let my diagnosis define and defeat me, or choose I can, discover who I am, and step into my greatness. This choice to choose I can, to step into our greatness, belongs to all of us. The truth is, you were born with so much power, so much brilliance, so much resilience. You have greatness within you waiting to be unleashed, waiting to be unleashed. And this journey, your story, your experiences, your challenges are stepping stones to your greatness, which you have inside of you. No one else does. So the difference that you can make, no one else can. Every experience is what you make it. So make this camp your opportunity to learn, to grow, to discover who you are. Go ahead. Choose I can. Your greatness awaits.
Yali Madad everyone, and welcome to Camp Odyssey. My name is Salim Maharali, and I'm the president of Adobe Canada, and also have the privilege of serving on our Aga Khan Economic Planning Board for Canada. As Kamil mentioned, Camp Odyssey is the first camp of its kind, being virtual all across the country. And you are about to embark on an amazing journey over the next 2 weekends. Many years have passed since I was in your shoes, but high school doesn't seem that long ago, or at least I'd like to think so. And as I reflected on what I was doing back then, and how I thought about some of the questions you're going to be exploring, from what's happening in the world to what your aspirations are for your future, the reality is that for me back then, I wasn't sure. And that was okay. In fact, over the last 25 years, now I'm dating myself, I've worked in 6 different types of jobs and organizations, from starting as an accountant at Deloitte to then moving into consulting at McKinsey, followed by 2 startups that were far from home runs, to leading e-commerce at a retailer that went bankrupt, and now working at Adobe. As the late Steve Jobs would say, the dots really only connect when you look back. You see, the most important thing at this stage in your life is about getting exposure to as many ideas and experiences as possible, to think about and act on opportunities from key trends we're seeing in the world, from technology to climate change to demographic shifts, and doing this with our values top of mind, the value of community, diversity, purpose of education, and being a positive agent of change. And that's what we'll be doing at camp. So as you dive in, I thought I would share a recent story that inspired me, and hopefully you will find relevant as you go through Camp Odyssey. This story is about a few incredible young people, just like you. It's a story about Zayan, Sophia, and Aman, 3 grade 12 students and several others that saw an opportunity to take action and build the tutoring chateau. Some of you may already be familiar with them and their organization. With many students having to learn from home due to the global pandemic and not being able to get the help the same way they used to from their teachers and classmates, these young people took action to try and address this. The Tutoring Chateau provides affordable tutoring and promotes learning growth rather than perfection. Their vision is to make a global impact and donate the money that they make towards causes they care about. In fact, now they've partnered with Yale University to deliver a camp on social entrepreneurship this summer. What is really inspiring about this story is that they leverage technology and community to build both a network of tutors as well as a network of students where they all helped each other. By coming together, they're able to operate at a larger scale and have greater impact. They also were using their education to give back, both literally and financially, as well as inspiring others that wanted to give back through serving as tutors. This is a really great example of pursuing an opportunity that was at the intersection of a need, a passion, playing to strengths, and a wonderful economic model. With technology that we have today, it has never been easier to connect with people anywhere in the world, to share and learn from so many diverse groups, to get different perspectives and ideas, and come together around common causes, to have an impact. So with that, we wanted to say we hope you have an incredible time at Camp Odyssey, and coming out of the next couple of weeks, let's make a commitment to take some action. It doesn't matter how small or big that action is, take it. We wish you lots of success and a lot of fun. Take care, and Yali Madat.
Wow, that was great. Truly, truly inspiring stuff. And speaking of inspiring, we actually have a very talented singer and songwriter who has helped Camp Odyssey create, get this, its brand new theme song. And now, no, it's not me, and I know you're asking yourselves, well, Kamil, why aren't you singing this theme song? Well, there was some concerns by the counselors that, my voice would scare everyone away and no one would come back afterwards. So, you know what? We'll leave it to the professionals for now. And so, without further ado, this is the new Camp Odyssey theme song written and performed by the very talented Farah Mita and mixed together by Abid Fazl and translated by Shafiq Ahmadi. So, take it away.
Catch us if you can. We're soaring through our journey, through some deeper. We got all that we need. Canadian is Smiley's identity. Do not know just by behave. Hand to hand, we know that we feed each other's discovery. Connection and luck all we need. I'm the God of it, watch out. This is our Odyssey, step by step we go. Forward on this journey, all we know. Together we can face it all for sure. This is our Odyssey, celebrate just go home. Share the energy, and some more. Do it like we never done before. This is our Odyssey. Odyssey, this is our Odyssey.
Well, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to help you kickstart your journey over the next 4 days. I'm sure it will be an amazing one. And now, you have by now met your cabin groups, and now you will be meeting your family groups, whom you will be interacting with for the duration of the camp. Now, across all the families, there are, get this, almost 400 volunteers from across Canada and also a few from around the world who are coming together to make history with this first Odyssey program. Now, as for me, you will see me again, but at the end of your Camp Odyssey journey in the closing ceremonies. And honestly, I can't wait to see and hear all about the progress you guys have made, what you've learned, and all those wonderful connections, which I'm sure you'll make. Enjoy, and most importantly, have fun.